Good afternoon, my fellow Flosstubers, and today we are on Sunday, the 5th of November. Remember the 5th of November. So here is bonfire night. Celebrating, well, it's not so much celebrating as in, it's all to do with Guy Fawkes and he tried to blow up Parliament apparently, so traditionally we have there's usually a bonfire. They usually actually have one up in the back of here. And they put the guy on top of the bonfire to burn them alive. And have fireworks represent the gunpowder. Yay! Not kind of morbid at all. So I'm sure tonight, over the weekend, it'll be bang, 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 bang. I love fireworks. My family hate them. They're stick in the mud. Anyway, so that's where we're at, November the 5th. I don't understand where the hell is October went. But anyway, to get on with stitching stuff, because I'm kind of, my battery's probably going to go pop at some point. So stop rambling, start showing the stitching. So what I'm going to show you is what I did in October. So my plan for, sorry, I just remembered I've written down something here. My plan for October had been to work on my Cartographica for 10 days out of the month. It was around the world stitch along on Stitch Mania. So I thought, well, I'll do 10 days, that, whatever 10 days, random 10 days within the month. So I did that. I think I probably did a couple more. And the massive amounts of progress I made. So I managed to fill in a few more squares along in this bit here, which is like the compass. I kind of filled in, yeah, I've pretty much just worked on the compass. And my husband, who, I mean, we've been together for years and years and years. He's never really shown that much interest, and he's kind of been like, oh, what are you working on? What are you working on? So I'm showing him. And he's like, well, I like that. He's like, well, I really like that. That would look really nice in the living room rather than that thing you've got up there, which is my Heaven and Earth fairy, Twilight Shimmer fairy. I love it. It's mine. I spent ages on it. So, sorry, I'm just going to tell you a little bit there. So he was like, oh, that would look really good up in the living room. I'm like, yeah, don't hold your breath on that, Leah. I said, if anything, it'll be in our retirement home rather than ever being in this home. Because then he was like, oh, you're coming along in that. And I'm like, I'm working on, at the moment, that's page 1. I'm working on basically kind of, that bit there's page 1. And then this is, I don't know, another 2 pages. 3 pages. It has 69 pages. But quite frankly, I'm just trying to get to Scotland. Scotland's around about here somewhere. Don't need anything else after that. Only need Scotland. Yeah, so never mind. I was like, yeah, mate. You'll see this for the rest of our lives. I'll be passing this down as an heirloom to someone else to finish. But hey ho, it's the journey. Not the finish, it's the journey. Oh god, just chuck that on the floor now. So I did that, quite pleased with that. The other thing I had to do was the second challenge for the Scottish Stitching Retreat challenges that Donna, our Stitching Donna, big up Donna, has put together for those that are going to the Scottish Stitching Retreat in January, and anyone else, anyone in their mother that wants to join in. So this one was to work on your newest whip, either start a new whip or one that had less than 200 stitches, and to do 500 stitches. So the most recent one I had, which had the fewest stitches, was my Spanish sampler. And unfortunately, I can't show you a picture of that because it's just, I don't even really have a picture of it. So, for some unknown reason, I thought stitching some black is a good idea. So I managed to do a little bit more of the first panel. This is a traditional Spanish sampler, obviously. You know, it has a panel down there, panel there, and then little rectangles. So I think I'm about just over halfway, maybe not that much more actually to go of the panel. And I'm stitching this in the varying shades of turquoise. And I'm not going to name what they are because I really actually have no idea. I pretty much just grabbed a handful and went, oh yeah, they're all turquoise, they'll do. And have just been kind of winging it a bit and seeing how it goes. And so far, I'm liking it. But again, another one just to pick up. It's quite an easy stitch actually, so it's, well, apart from the black. But once you get over that, it's quite nice and an easy one to kind of take about. So I was doing this when, at the beginning of the month, the first weekend in the month, because the first weekend of the month, or technically I'd say first weekend of the month, I drove down to Yorkshire, West Yorkshire again, to meet up with my dear old stitch pal Ali. And while we were there, I had noticed on some of the group chat for the stitching retreat that a few of the people had talked about where they were coming from, and they all came from around about there. And I was like, whoa, I'm going to be there. Like, I was there earlier this year. I'm coming back down again. You know, hey ho, let's have a wee meet up. So we did. So I'm going to say hello to Lisa and to Susie, and a thank you to Alison Wells, who kindly hosted us and made a gorgeous lemon cake. It was a very nice cake. Very nice. So she kindly hosted us for the afternoon, and it was lovely to meet the other stitchers, because you know, you see names and you see faces, but see, once you've met them in real life, it's so much, you get so much more of a connection. It's great. And seeing everybody's work. Alison is working on a secret piece for somebody. I don't, her husband, oh my god, it's friggin' amazing. The pictures do not do it justice. When you see it in the pictures, you'll be like, you don't get the overall view. When you see it in real life, holy crap. You'll know the one I'm talking about because she ran off and got pictures up. It's amazing. So amazing. So again, that was such fun. Sorry, I'm just going to eat a random bit of sweet corn because I'm really hungry. So that was good. So I went down on the Friday. So did a bit of stitching Friday. Then Saturday we went over to Alison's and did a little bit of stitching there, chatting. Lots of chatting, and the time seemed to do the whoop, go all of that. And then on the Sunday we went to a little town called Haworth, which is in West Yorkshire, which is where the Bronte sisters lived. Now, I must admit, my knowledge of the Brontes, I knew they were sisters. They wrote Jane Eyre and Wuthering Heights, and didn't know which ones they wrote what, and not really much more about them. So we went to the Bronte Museum. Oh my god, if you ever get a chance. It was fascinating. I mean, it's their house. It's the house that they lived in and wrote all the books in. And it's been preserved, and they've managed to get a lot of furniture, and they had replica clothing that they had worn in a TV production that had been made like a year or two ago. So they had that throughout, and it was just great. £8.50, well spent, can I tell you. I was thoroughly impressed with that. And the town itself is real picture postcard, you know, it's not what it would have looked like in their day. I don't think they had many coffee shops. So that was great. Did that with Ali, came back up there on the Monday. So yeah, that was a great wee trip. So that was, because that was what I had taken down with me. That's where that came from. So other than that, what did I do? I had to finish. Oh god, where have I put it? I had to finish. I don't think I've taken a picture. I did take a picture of it at the time, but I've not shown it anywhere because it's a crap picture. The light was really, it didn't show up, and I don't know if it's going to show up here. But this is my rubbish here. Oh, let's just see if I can get you in there. My West End embroidery tile 2 in the greeny pinky version. There was 2 colourways that came with. I bought this many years ago at Harrogate Stitch and Show, but it came as a kit. And I'm sure you could probably get it again. West End embroidery, they have a few things like that. So it's like canvasy work. So sorry, it doesn't. I'm trying to get kind of picture. It's not really showing up the colours brilliantly, but it's really nice. And it was once I got started with it, I had no idea what I was doing with all these stitches. I just followed the diagrams and, you know, see what happened. And it's really annoying because I've noticed down, where is it? There's one of the sides. I think I was to do it with 3 strands and I've possibly only done it with 2. But that's never getting fixed. But it's just really, really nice. And I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do with it. I think I'll probably just stick it in a frame and pop it up in the wall at some point. Or pop it in the wardrobe along with everything else that's finished and hanging up. And gets looked at every so often and go, oh yeah, really should do something with that. But I'm really, really pleased because I literally must have bought that, I don't know, years. I think it was like the first time I went to Harrogate, it was years ago. And I'm so glad that this year I decided to do a kind of year of starts, like on the 17th of each month. And it really has made me just get stuff that's been sitting there for years and it's not been looked at. Get it back out, get it worked on. Even if you only get a few stitches in, who cares? It's progress. So that was that. Finished the tail, just looking at my wee diary. I had a wee trip out to Glasgow again. Or I did a new start, but it's a wee Mill Hill kit, but it's not worth looking at. Oh, got my hair cut. Chopped it all off. That's right. Right. So, and the remainder of the month, the other stuff I didn't do, I got my Maidens of the Season winter out because I was getting that way. I was thinking this is doable. This is doable to finish this year. This is achievable. So I thought I'm just going to plug away at it, and I am now at the stage where she's so pretty. Where literally the only bit of cross stitch I have to do, let me just move her thread out the way, is her face. I left her without a face. I keep thinking the Billy Idol song, "Man Without a Face." That's it. Yep, but flashback to the 80s there. Yeah. So I'm trying to do this. I'm doing this 1 over. Decided to try experiment and do. I've always done any Mirabellas I've done before. I've always just done them standard cross stitch. But I thought, oh, I'm going to try this 1 over 1 on the skin. So I thought this was a good one to start with because that's the only bit, as opposed to some of the ones I bow down to those who do it on the bigger pieces like the mermaids that with lots of skin, because even just, oh my god, the time it's taken me just to do, sorry, I like that brown, but that tiny little bit of her forehead. Yeah, don't know if we're doing that again. So all I'm going to do for that is that little bit of cross stitch, and then obviously beading. I need to buy the beads, so I'll do that in a week or two. There's no, like I say, we're only in November. If I get her finished this year, bingo. But yeah, I'll just, next time I need to get stuff, I'll do that. So let me see. So I've worked on that. I went with my sister. I've got some tickets for the Christmas crafting show. You know, the usual pish where they sell loads of jewellery and everything and charge a tenner to get in or some nonsense like that at the exhibition centre. But I got some free tickets. I was like, oh Claire, come on, we'll go up. My sister, she lives, Glasgow's like, I live in the West Coast and she lives near the East Coast, so Glasgow's like really handy to me in. And actually it was quite good. I wouldn't have paid to get in. I really just, it annoys me. And it had nice stalls and that, but there was a couple of cross stitch stalls actually. I got some fabric, just some like 28 count fabric, which was a reasonable price. And they had lots of kits. They had lots of the Riolis and Mareka, some Polish kits. I was like, no, just, you don't need them. Put it away. I'm not paying £30 for a kit that I'm not going to use the floss or the fabric. So I'm paying £30 for a chart. No. Put it down and walk away. So I did. It's very good. But while I was there, I then got some, being inspired by a lot of the finishing stuff that's going on just now with canvas, working on that. I thought, right, I was like, I've got one that might just work. So I have my Rapunzel Story Keep, which I believe was a freebie, if memory serves me right, on one of the forums like years ago. So there is like a full version of this, but this was the freebie. And in real life, actually, she has a lot more hair. Obviously, she has a lot more hair, but I ran out of fabric. I only had this bit of fabric, which is 18 count, and I really like it on this one. I think it really works well. And again, she was finished like ages and ages ago, but she's such an awkward size. It's like, I'm going to have to like get her properly framed. It costs a fortune. So I thought, what can I do? I had a little book about and found a canvas in the works for £3. It's like, right, it's a bit big. What can I do? So I bought it. And then when I was looking at it, I thought, oh, I could mount her on there, but I don't like it white. I'm going to black. So while I was in the craft show, I found there was an art place, and I said, look, I've got this canvas, what do I use? Going, oh, here's a spray paint, buy that. So today, I have spray painted my canvas, sorry, that's it there. Black, right? So, I'm sure I could probably bought black canvas, but I'd already bought it. So I bought that, done that today, very impressed myself. I then bought, excuse me, I lean over so inelegantly. While I was also, one of the they had lots of ribbons and things, so I bought some of this, which is sticky. You just like stick it on. So I'm actually so impressed because I bought it like kind of just, I thought, yeah, that should go fine. And look at that, it actually, see, God. So it's all curly and so like, you know, like the mirror frame and everything like that. So my plan, I've ordered a custom piece adhesive board thing to mount it on because I've used them a couple of times and they're dead handy. But I'm pants at cutting things as the last one. Yeah, the last one. I don't think I can even show you that because it's so embarrassing. But I was like, no, it needs to be custom bits. So it was like 82p. Bingo, I'm doing this so on cheap. No, all for Frames Express, 82p, £6.50 for postage and packaging. I'm like, yours are actually taking the piss. It's a little bit of card, it weighs like nothing, and they're charging me £6.50. So I looked about, but no, I couldn't find it. I thought, no, I'll just end up buying a packet of stuff, and then I'd have to buy a knife, and then I'd have to buy it, and then make a total hash of it. So it's like, just give in. So by the time I had that on, it was like £8 for this bit of mounted card. I was like, okay. But in the grand scheme of things, it's still considerably cheaper. The canvas was £3. The spray paint was like £3. The Ricky Racky fabric stuff, 90p. So it's going to be a lot less expensive than framing it. So I'm just going to mount it on there, glue it on, and then put the little bits around there and see what it looks like. And hopefully it looks okay. I'm feeling confident with it. The adhesive board is the thing because I'm rubbish at like lacing and things like that. And the last couple of ones I've done, they do look, it looks okay on there. So fingers crossed, that's coming in the post today, so hopefully by the end of the month. It's kind of a weekend thing though, I need a bit of time and a good light to do that. So that was that. So I got all that when I was up there, so I'm quite pleased about that. Because I hadn't really thought further than having bought the canvas and went, right, I'll do some of this. So that was that. So I'm now just going, so we're in November, so the challenge number 3 has started, which is work on something for 100 stitches a day. So this is Scottish Stitching Retreat. So I'm going to do that. I'm working on my Heaven and Earth mini captive. So that's that. That's really all I've got planned. That's the only thing I've got really for November. And other than that, I'll just pick and choose. I'll work a bit more on my Cartographica. I'm trying to stick to the whips I started the year with, not any of the new starts I started this year. I've been done and put away, and I'm like, no, just concentrating getting rid of some of the old stuff. So that's what I'm going to do for November. I spent quite a pleasant day at work, not work, of course, didn't do it at work. That was a slip of the tongue. I wish I did it in my own time. Compiling a spreadsheet. I'm joining Full Coverage Fanatics, which is Anne P's group on, what do you call it? Facebook, that's the word. And she's got like a bazillion different challenges for quarters and monthly and all that. So I've done a nice little spreadsheet of all those, and then all the Stitch Mania ones. I've been looking at those ones, putting them all in there, and then trying to allocate different projects and going, right, well, that one will do. There's some of them that like will do 2 or 3 different challenges, so that I can kind of have a look, come the end of the month, have a look at what fabric I've got, if I need to buy anything, what I'm doing. I've kind of sussed January and February. So that's the plan. I did buy, so I've been having great fun with that. And it's all different colours. I'm so eager. I did buy a couple of things. I don't have a colour printer, which is really annoying. So I'm going to try and be fancy and try and put the pictures in, because I've taken screenshots of them, but I'll give you a quick preview. This is from Whoopie Cat on Etsy, and they are kind of William Morris kind of style, kind of Art Deco kind of style panels. In my head, again, I should really look at things, but I thought, oh, they're list size, they're kind of like postcard size. They'll be really nice. And it was only when I went to print them off, and I'm like, holy crap, it's a printing off loads of pages. You know, why bother looking at the count size? Why did anyone doing that? Anyway, 179 by 383. And she very kindly, though, so I purchased this one, which is the red and yellow poppies. And she very kindly gave me cornflower and daisies panel as well. I think there's about 8 of them, and I'm like, oh my god, they look so nice all up. The good thing with them is that even though they are ginormous, it's quite blocky. It's not, they're quite solid colours. There's lots of blocks, so it's not your usual confetti heavy. So I'm looking forward. So I'm going to start one of those. I also got another. Now, I have looked at. If somebody somewhere can tell me how to pronounce this, I'd be grateful. I don't know if it's mucha. Anyway. Love it. Love it. So I've got the 2 Tilt and Craft ones. I've got winter and spring. I've got the other 2 together. And then I thought, I've always seen these ones, and this is Snow White in that style. Oh my god. I fucking love it. So I'm thinking of having a Mucha May. You can just start all, because I got, the other month I got another couple I picked up off for so-and-so, quite cheap. And they're really nice as well. So I'm going to have a Mucha May. Sounds good, doesn't it? Along with everything else, I mean, never mind, I am immortal, it's fine. What the hell? So, let me see, what was I going to tell you about? Just take some notes. Find a tile, new purchases, the whips, plans in November. My Pinterest board, yeah, every so often I go through my Pinterest board. I might put a link to it because it's got all my cross stitches stuff. Sorry. So, I was rudely interrupted there by my adorable son, who is 13, who came to us because he was needing to make some tatty scones. If you don't know what tatty scones are, potato scones, give them their full name. They are the food of gods. They're lovely. I just pinched a bit of it because I have just found out. We had a Subway. And I was like, oh, where's the cookies, Joe? Where's the 2 cookies? One for you, one for me. I was looking forward to my Subway cookie. They're gone. Gone. Oh, you don't usually have them, Mum. No, I don't usually have them, but today. So I am having to make do with a digestive biscuit. Which, to be fair, 2 points in a digestive biscuit. 10 points or something in one of the cookies. Yeah. Not happy. I had to steal some of his tatty scone for that. Well, excuse me, I'm munching that. So, what I'm on this on Pinterest, yeah. I have a Pinterest board and I stick stuff on it. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. All the stuff I want. So I've decided to kind of like every so often actually go in and look at it and try and buy some of the stuff. So that was where I had to go. But that was how I ended up, because there was one of the mooches on there. And I ended up with various other things. Etsy is a bad place to go to. So there was that. And the only other thing I was really going to talk about was, I don't know about anyone else that feels this way. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but like Flosstube, it seems, is it worth it doing this? Is it worth actually doing this? Because, you know, I'm just, hello, is there anybody there? I don't get a lot of views. I don't have huge amounts of subscribers. I am grateful to each and every one of you. Whoever you may be and wherever you may be. But I don't have like thousands. I don't understand how people get thousands. It's like freaky. I take it's just the YouTube algorithms where the more likes you get, the more views you get, the more it comes up and recommended. Because that's how I found a lot of people was, go, oh, recommend, ooh, watch that. Yeah. And it continues like the little minions at the bottom. We never get seen. I'm grateful to each and every one of you goddamn lovely subscribers. And I was talking to someone about it and saying, was it worth doing it? And I'm like, well, I'm not doing this for the fame and the fortune. That's certain. I just do it because it's quite, to me, it's a good way. I like just, it's kind of keeping the interest going. Not that I've ever lost my interest, but it keeps it kind of, you're like, oh, actually, I'm going to work a bit more on this. And I've said I'm going to work on this, I'm going to work on it. And just, I like showing my stuff off because to other people that I appreciate the work that goes into it. As opposed to the people you live with. Our nears and dears are like, yeah. My darling daughter was like, please don't get me a wedding sampler when I get married, ever. For that, she's going to get one, about 10 of them. No. It's kind of like, is it worth doing it? But for me, I'm quite happy just ranting on. I like showing it off because yous get it. Yous get it. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Most people that go, cross stitch, okay, nice, that's nice. But when you get it, you understand the addiction. Because that's what it is. It's like an addiction. It's like, I want to be stitching. It's possible because it's very therapeutic. It's like stabbing people all the time. If you're having a crap day, where you just going to go home and chill and relax. So I thought, to hell with it, you know, I'm just going to keep doing it. I like watching everybody. I like keeping up with everyone. I kind of binge watch people. I've kind of gotten into the habit of kind of, because I'm like still watching people from August. But I quite like watching like 2 or 3 together because it's great because you get to see their whips like really fast. It's like, wow, you really worked well on that. Forgetting that that's been like 6 months of work. But it's great because you get that continuity and you're like, well, I remember you working on that. I watched that 10 minutes ago. So that's what I've been kind of doing, is just kind of watching everything, binge. I tend to do that with teleprograms as well. I kind of keep something and then I'll binge watch it. I've not really been, the last thing I watched on the telly was that I really enjoyed, I don't even know if that is actually the word for it, find it interesting, was a documentary about the Vietnam War. I saw it and I thought, well, it looks quite good, maybe 1 or 2 programs. 10 episodes, 10 hours. I mean, I put my hands up, I didn't really know much about Vietnam War. I knew it was in Vietnam. Look at my hair, Jesus. I knew it was in Vietnam, I knew it was Americans. I knew it wasn't, I just didn't really know why had this happened. I'll be quite honest, after 10 hours, I'm still baffled, actually, as to what the hell was going on there. And it was really quite, it was a very good series. It had interviews with people from all sides, in the North Vietnamese, the South Vietnamese, the Viet Cong, Americans. Even though it was an American production. It wasn't biased towards Americans. It had a lot of tapes that had obviously come from the White House that not so good, and stuff like that. And you know, really just so much detail, lots of detail, because it was like every time my husband came in, he goes, "Are you still watching this?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're only 1966. We've got a long way to go yet." But it was quite. It was pretty gruesome in bits. There's bits of it I was quite traumatized just watching. I'm like, I really don't know how anyone came out of this without being severely disturbed. But yeah, if you've any interest in that at all, thoroughly recommend it. It's just called The Vietnam War. It's a 10-part documentary. But it was quite harrowing, because so I've been watching that. My kids are like, "Why are you watching the X Factor?" The X Factor's like American Idol, whatever, X Factor thing. I was like, because I just need some light relief. Some nonsense, some absolute nonsense, just to take away. So I my TV watching kind of goes with that. It's either like deadly serious, quite intense kind of documentaries to X Factor, stuff like that. Love a bit of Strictly. Things like that. So anyway, that's enough. That's enough ranting. Listen to me eat my digestive biscuit. I'm gonna eke this out for all it's worth this afternoon. Don't you just love Weight Watchers? No mind, I've lost a stone. Over a stone now. I'm getting there. Only not. However many to go. But it is working. So I'm going to nibble my digest. So that's me. I'm gonna go now. 31 minutes of pish. Or interesting stuff. And I'll see you all again shortly.